Here we go, guys. This is the final hour, the final part of the final hour on Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. And this is the hour about love. We heard before about this very interesting conversation with this lady about domestic violence. And this is also part about love, to try to find out how we can improve our problems, our, I say humanity. Humanity is made of imperfections. And of course, there is no excuse for that type of imperfection. But I thought that would be good to bring somebody like Shannon on the air, because I'm sure there are other people out there, other women, and also other men. As I said, this is not just the woman that can be domestic violence, can be also a man, can be maybe two women. I don't know. There is always somebody weaker out there. So anyway, I hope could give you at least the opportunity to think that you're not alone and there is a way to find help, and there is no shame to talk about this. I think it's very important to pass the stage. Now, this is the hour about love, as I said, and I like to touch different topics that probably many of you say, what has to do this with freedom? What has to do this with guns? The show is called Love, Guns, and Freedom. So it's not just called guns and let's shoot them all, or, freedom, Patrick Henry. It's three type of basic concepts, three basic concepts. And I believe they're all interconnected anyway. Now, the hour about love, it's also physical love. And today I want to have with me, I have the honor to have with me again, a great lady, young lady from Nevada. And she's also member of our free community. It means it's free, no type of fees to pay, on freedomlovers.us. Her name is Patriot Patricia. Patriot Patricia, she will help me to pretty much learn, because I don't know anything about it, about the Kamasutra book. In my ignorance, I thought the Kamasutra was an ancient book pretty much about sex. That shows you different positions so you become a better lover. And maybe that's also part of it. I don't know. But I think there is much more. And Patriot Patricia, she's a very smart lady, and she has, I'm sure, more knowledge than I do on this topic. So I would like to bring her in and to try to help us out, because I think it's sexuality and also love. It's a very important part of our humanity here on Love, Guns, and Freedom. Patriot Patricia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I hope I don't want to scare people out. I don't want to give the bad impression that we are becoming like Howard Stern here. Nothing wrong with that. I think he does a great entertainment. But my show is more about love and humanity. And I thought it would be a great topic to talk about this Kama Sutra, because everything can help to find the special connection to the other person. I think could be a very good tool. What do you think about this?
It's a great topic, especially since, as you were mentioning, it is so misunderstood.
Mm-hmm. First of all, I just bought my copy, my real hard copy. I've been spinning around on the internet looking for free PDF copies of Kama Sutra, and it's beautiful. Very interesting. I like the drawings. I like also the different type of history behind. But I got finally my first copy in the mail. But do you really study? Did you read this book? Can you tell us a little bit more about it? Even the origins, how old it is, who wrote it, maybe? Any idea? Because I'm kind of ignorant on the matter.
Okay, well, originally, first of all, it's of Hindu origin. It's from ancient Indian origin.
Okay.
So, the original was supposedly created by Nandi, who was a helper or a gatekeeper of the main creator god, Shiva.
Okay.
And Nandi, if you actually look at the Sanskrit meaning of the word, it means a happy, joyful person. So it's kind of symbolic that he's the gatekeeper of Shiva, and a lot of times Shiva is actually worshipped as in the form of a lingam, which a lot of people, especially in the West, would interpret as a phallus symbol.
Okay.
So Shiva, in his true form, is actually not the physical form of the lingam, the phallic sort of shape, the energy, the column of light within it. So to get there to that column of pure energy, or to that pure form of the creator god, you must pass through the joyful man, Nandi, the gatekeeper. So 700 years before Christ,
wow,
another ancient Indian sage took the teachings of Nandi and actually created a guidebook called the Kamasutra. Sutra actually means basically what we would call a guidebook, not with rules, but with guidance. And Kama is the third it's the third goal of a good life, according to a lot of Hindu teachings. So what it actually means is finding enjoyment through your five senses in the physical world.
Wow, five
With
senses. Sorry if I interrupt you 1 second. First of all, I don't want to sound like I'm flirting with you, but I'm really impressed by your brain. You're such a smart lady and so full of knowledge. On top, you're so beautiful. So kind of shocking, to find this great package together and talk about these things. Meanwhile, I'm listening to you. I'm watching this. Looking at these photos of Kama Sutra. They're kind of. I'm kind of blushing a little bit.
it will just like you're talking about the package. That's what Kama actually is. It's not just enjoying the world with the five senses.
Okay.
It goes beyond that, where it's assisted with your mind and with your spirit. So
Yes.
you're never going to achieve that maximum physical pleasure unless you bring your awareness that comes through your mind
Yes.
and through your spirituality, because the final goal is to become a realized human being, so that you can reach the state that the ancient Hindus would have believed would unite you with the universe.
Wow, you say something that really made me think a lot now, because I completely agree with you. It's you cannot reach the full joy with just the physical dimension. It is not just a physical act. Love can be just some sex. That's not enough. It must be deeper and must be like almost an interconnection of two different souls that they reach in this dimension through this body. But at the end, the final connection is soul to soul. And I really believe this is, if that's what you meant, I understand that, and I really feel that is something very hard to describe unless you try it and you're lucky enough to prove it. To experience it.
Yes, Kama, basically that was just the definition of Kama, because Kama is not even just about physical pleasure in a sexual sense. It's about enjoying your human body in the fullest sense, most fulfilling sense. So the first part of the text of Kama Sutra is actually talking about interior decoration, how to decorate your home. It talks about different types of foods and enjoying different types of scents.
Wow.
So it's really well rounded. Then the second half gets into enjoying your physical and experiencing the divine in your physical body through these different sexual positions, which in the context of ancient Hindu teachings, they would have been connected to sort of like almost like a divine yoga, because during these sex acts,
Yes.
the male partner is taking on the role of Shiva, the creator god, and the woman, his lover, is taking on the role of Shiva's consort, his wife, so the goddess. And so it's a lot more than just the physical animal nature, even though the physical enjoyment is definitely part of it. It's actually reenacting the role of the creator god and creating with his consort, creating the universe, creating everything that exists.
Yeah, I really believe when you say something, I really believe we are like some micro universe. Each one of us inside our body, we have like almost this explosion of energy that you can call soul, and also can be, if you want to paint it, it looks almost like a micro universe. And when you connect with the other person in the physical aspect, it's almost you open a gate that you're going to reconnect those two different worlds together and become almost one. Am I too crazy? Am I too corny? Or maybe onto something? Because I really believe that.
No, you're absolutely in the right path there, especially when you're talking about opening the gate, because remember that Nandi, the one who started these teachings, was actually the gatekeeper to Shiva, the creator of the universe.
Wow.
And Nandi is the happy man, the joyful man. So
Wow.
That you're absolutely onto something, and it's a really nice thought that each of us is sort of a microcosm, and that's what the idea behind this is that when we enact these things as a microcosmic part of the universe, in that moment it connects us to eternity and to the macrocosm, and at that point you're reminded of the divine within yourself, the divine within your partner. And so it definitely transcends just the physical, animal, lustful part of sex.
I would like to say a message to all my listeners. I know my listenership is pretty much, there is a big variety, A lot of my listeners, they are Christians, and I consider Christian myself. Then, of course, there are people from different religions, some atheists. That's fine. On this show, I want to talk about everything. I understand maybe some of you, for morality reasons or religion reasons, you may not maybe agree on this topic, and that's fine. That's why I say, guys, you always can turn it off. But have an open mind, because this is not about sex. This is about our soul. This is about love, how to connect with other human beings. And there are different cultures out there. I understand that, and I grew up completely in the Western culture, and I don't know anything about Eastern or Indian culture, but I like to learn. I like to have every book on my bookshelf, and that would be the spirit of this show. It is something that we can talk about things, we can also learn about things. That doesn't mean that you need to do things that we talk. I have on my library pretty much every book from Mao Zedong to Hitler, and I don't believe to any of them. I do not follow any of their beliefs, but I like to have every topic. On this one, I think it's a great thing, and I really would like to experiment it also in person. Now, can I ask you something? I'm going through, there are different, now going back to the most materialistic aspect of this Kamasutra, what do you think? How many different positions there are in this physical world of love represented in this book?
Well, they're basically mirroring the 64 parts of the first section.
Wow.
There are 64 parts in the second section. So I can't tell you exactly how many different positions there are, but it would probably be revolving around those 64.
Wow, interesting.
You said something that was interesting yourself when you were talking about how Christians might not agree with this topic, but one of the things that has been very clear listening to your show is that you try to find things that people have in common, even if they're from different political persuasions, and in this case, even if people are from different religious persuasions, sometimes there's more in common than on the surface there might seem to be. So in Christianity, for example, in Genesis, one of the commands that God gave his creation, man and woman, was to procreate. And so there's nothing sinful in procreation itself. In fact, it's a following, even in Christianity, following the directive of the Creator God, of God the Father. So when you look at a puppy or a baby, you see there's something very beautiful and innocent and just adorable in that, and they wouldn't exist if it weren't for sex.
Yes.
So unfortunately, in Western culture, sex has been sort of degraded to this sort of a shameful sort of a thing, where it's more animalistic, and so people naturally tend to think of the Kamasutra as sort of a porn manual, instead of a path to finding the divine through your own physical body and basically reflecting the creator role of the creator God, or the creative forces and creative energies in the universe. So even in Christianity, creation is something that is revered and respected. And what's more magical and amazing than being able to create with your own body, whether it's love or a feeling of peace and tranquility, because many people find a source of meditation in sex. And in fact, that's one of the only times that most Westerners would actually meditate is during sex, and they might not even realize consciously that's what they're doing, but they'll find sometimes that moment of peace or euphoria because it's a connection with that divine creative energy within themselves that consciously they might not even be aware of because of how Western perception has twisted the true meaning of sex.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I really want to compliment you because you're so articulated, so deep, and so really knowledgeable on many things. From Christianity to religion to spirituality to this Eastern, let's say Oriental cultural aspect. So I really want to thank you very much. You bring a lot to the show, to me, also to learn. As I said, the topic, one of the purposes of the show for me is try to learn from each other. And to that, definitely, at least I have the curiosity to explore this book and to study. I wrote a little poem, not even a poem, some lines that pretty much for the occasion when I was thinking about, we were talking now about those bodies that pretty much they almost allow us to reconnect our spirituality. I don't know. I want just to dedicate this to you and to every listeners out there that is trying to get in tune with what we're trying to say here. And this is for you, Patriot Patricia. Two worlds colliding. Every time you kiss me, you open the gate of my universe, letting my infinite explode into you. Look into your eyes, and I can see your soul. Like two worlds colliding each other, we are now blending into a new star.
That's beautiful. Really profound.
Thank you.
It fits perfectly with the topic.
This is exactly what you made me feel talking about this conversation and probably the meaning of this book. Very interesting book. Listen, I want to thank you again, and I want to say everybody, please, we can have conversation like this also on a website that I pretty much created as an act of love to meet like-minded people, no matter if you want to date or if you want to just to find a friend or if you want just, for example, just network. It's called freedomlovers.us. freedomlovers.us. It's completely free, and I know Patriot Patricia, you're there, at least you're a very busy lady, but you're there spreading your messages on your blogs. Are you still there, by the way?
I'm here right now. I haven't been very active lately because I've been so busy in my personal life. Okay. But I definitely do keep an eye on what's going on Freedom Lovers and pop in now and then to check to see what new friends are there and what my old friends have to say. So it's a great place for networking.
Perfect. Can I give you a virtual hug?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, thank you very much, Patriot Patricia. I have a song that I'm going to dedicate to you right now, okay?
Okay, thank you. It's been fun.
Thank you, guys. And you don't go away, or pretty much we're almost at the end. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom on K-Talks 1340 AM and on United States to the Fem Network with Luca Zanna.
All my heart, with all my soul, I want to love you all night long. Then, baby, I'll be gone. Away, and you know what remains, just regrets and the pain, just the smell of your hair. Oh baby, you know this isn't fair. I want to love you all night long, with all my heart, with all my soul. I want to love you all night long, then baby, I'll be gone. I want to love you all night long, with all my heart, with all my soul. I want to love you all night long, then baby, I'll be gone. If I had another chance, oh baby, I'd like to dance. If I had another life, but all we have is just tonight. You belong to my heart, you belong to my soul. Oh baby, tonight we're not alone. No, I want to love you all night long, with all my heart, with all my soul. I want to love you all night long, then baby.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman,
I'm not afraid.
and a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth,
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Luca Zanna
I'm not afraid.
and his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Luca Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.